Hello, my name's Emma Cockrell. I'm a nutritional therapist and a whole food cookery teacher. Today I'd like to show you how to make some vegetable kebabs, which are a superb meal for through the summer months. You can use them in the winter as well, but through the summer months they're really fantastic on top of beds of salad or even roasted vegetables. And you can actually cook them in advance, and if you want to finish them off on the barbecue, then that's another way that you can serve them, and it makes a healthy alternative to some of the other things that might be being cooked on barbecues at this time of year. So what we need to do is start with some ground pumpkin seeds. Now, if you haven't got a grinder, you can buy packs of mixed seeds that are already ground. But if you've got the option, pumpkin seeds are fantastic. Just put them through a coffee mill, a coffee grinder, or a little electric processor to blend them down. So you've got a fine consistency, if I can just show you there. And we're going to start off with a cupful of ground pumpkin seeds. And to that we're going to add a cup of very finely chopped onions. So as finely as you can chop them. There we are. And then a cup of coarsely grated carrot. Put that in. And then a cup of coarsely grated courgette. I'll just quickly do that. All the vegetables have been well scrubbed, well washed under a running tap. You need to do that even if you're using organic vegetables. There we go, that's a cupful of courgette. Perfect. Now to that I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. This is optional. Now we're in the middle of shutdown still, lockdown. So if you haven't got courgette, if you haven't got carrot, you can just supplement with a little bit more onion. Or miss out the carrot, just use courgette. Miss out the courgette, just use the carrot. Use what you've got. There we are. And I'm going to mash that all down together. And to that we're now going to add some seasoning. Now, I'm going to give these ones a slightly Greek flavour by adding a little bit of cinnamon. Just half a teaspoon. About half to 1 teaspoon. And then also a teaspoon of good old onion granules as well to give that savoury flavour. And a teaspoon of dried chives. There we are. So then continue to mix that all together. Now, you want to then bind this, and you can either use the tablespoon of chickpea flour that I've mentioned previously, and a tablespoon, 1 to 2 tablespoons of water, and that will bind very well. If you've got an egg, and eggs are still quite hard to find in the shops, you want to beat the egg and then add about a tablespoon at a time, and stir that in until the mixture comes together. You don't want it too sticky, but just enough so it holds together. There we are. So you can see there the mixture is forming little clumps when I bring it together in my hands. Now, in terms of making the kebabs, these are the kebab sticks. You don't have to make these into kebabs, you could make them into little burgers. Kebabs is quite fun, and especially if you are going to put them on the barbecue. But I find these are a bit too big for this recipe, and also they need big pans. It's hard to store them in the fridge, so I generally just break them in half and use a half-size kebab stick there. Just be careful that that is a rough end and it could be a little bit splintery. So I'm going to pop onto a baking tray. So take amounts about the size of a small orange in your hand and very gently, with light fingers, mould that around the kebab stick. Then pop a little bit of extra virgin olive oil onto the bottom of a pan, and then pop that there, you can see. So build those up. You'll have enough for about, with a cupful of each of those ingredients, you'll make about a dozen, so you can easily halve the mixture, which I've done here if you're making it for just one or two of you. But these do freeze well, they do keep very well in the fridge. Keep them for up to 5 days in the fridge. Pop them into an airtight pot and keep them in the freezer, either at this stage before you cook, or you can cook them and then freeze them and then warm them up. So build up your kebabs like that. Now, what I haven't got here is some seeds, which I then often will just sprinkle over. So either some sesame seeds or some linseeds, flax seeds, golden or brown, and just sprinkle those over and pat those on. And then that goes into an oven at about 170 for 20 to 30 minutes until the kebabs are firm and looking golden. And then they will look like this. And they're quite firm on the stick. You can see I've put flax seeds over these. And what we're going to do now is just lay those over a platter to serve. And in my next video, I'll be giving you an idea of a salad platter to lay these over, and also a dressing, which makes a nice vegan option to a mayonnaise. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.